Hey, Kitchen Table TCG here with a Arcane Rising kind of a market update. Basically, what I'm doing is I've got Unlimited right here, and I've got the first edition stuff right there. We're going to go through and look at what the market is doing on both of these. We'll start off. Let's start off with Arcane Rising First Edition. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The prices are very hard to figure out on this product, on first edition product. The Unlimited edition, I was able to find probably better, more accurate prices. But we'll talk about it as we go through it. First off, a sealed box of Arcane Rising has now been selling as of December 20th for $998.99, $1,000. Basically, that is the new kind of floor probably for a Arcane Rising first edition booster box with the cold foils in it. The only difference between first edition and an Unlimited, for those of you who don't know, is the cold foils. All the cards are the same between boxes, and Unlimited boxes at about $80. So 10 times higher, 11 times higher. We've seen a lot of market movements here. We had our big push into the 400s back in November, and it's kind of just stayed kind of still, and now we are jumping up. Somebody has finally purchased at $1,000, and that's kind of the new market price. Channel Fireball also took out all their product under that price. I haven't looked at what their low is, but so that's where the sealed product is. With the eye, we are floating at around $5,000. This is where it starts to get hard to figure out prices, because a lot of the prices are happening and sold on Facebook Marketplace. A lot of these higher end deals and aren't popping up on eBay yet. There was a sold listing on eBay on this is wrong. On the 12th, there was a sold listing on eBay, and I am suggesting that right now this market price is around $5,000. I've seen people offering to buy on Facebook Marketplace for $4,000. I don't see anybody who has been actually purchasing those or actually selling for $4,000. So I'm saying that this is around where that is. So these are 1 in 40 boxes. So that's the price that you're looking at for that. And let's get to the Legendaries. The Legendaries were probably the easiest thing to identify for prices. There's just more sold listings on those. Skull caps at around 1,800, and we're going to track all this. I'm going to try to do one of these videos for all 3 sets every week. So next week, so we did a crew earlier this week. We'll do another crew next week. I'm going to try to space them out 3 days in a row, one every day. It takes a long time to put this information in here. So stay with us. Make sure you follow along. I'm going to hopefully have a great market update every week, and we'll be able to track prices. I have charts made, and it's going to be great. So the skull cap, your average value here is around $878 for these cold foil Legendaries. These are 1 in every 4 boxes. It seems like everything's floating in the $700, and then the skull cap is at the top. Some of these market prices are easily identifiable. Skullbone, I saw a sold listing literally 2 days ago or something like that for $820. Stormstriders was a couple days ago. I mean, these are not all on December 19th, but they're what I can find in the public marketplaces in the last week. So that's where we are there. And here we got the cold foils, and this is the most difficult thing to identify is these common cold foils. What the price on these are. Some of these, like the Bullseye Bracer, there's a low listing on TCG Player right now for that price. Couldn't find any sold listings of it since October, so didn't want to put those prices in here. Null Ring Gloves, that was a sold listing from a couple days ago, so that's where the Null Ring Gloves are. These are the ones I kind of had to guess at around where I believe the market to be at. I think these 110s were actual sold listings as well. So that's kind of a guess, a best estimate, honestly, for you. And then these Majestic rainbow foils. Again, all these are really tough right now to find prices. I did find a sold listing for Teklo Core at $103.19. That was today. So based on that and kind of the market, what is available on the marketplace, these are the prices I kind of came in and Conquer at $290. I think that's going to end up being a good deal right now. I think that's probably a little bit low, honestly. But the prices are kind of in this price range with an average price, probably around $100. I would kind of expect that's where these kind of average out at. Again, some of these prices, don't get upset. Some of them, we're going to have the market data will start evening out. We'll have more sellers come into the market, I think, eventually, as these prices kind of stabilize. But seems like around $100 is your average price for a Majestic rainbow foil. Super rare rainbow foil, same idea. There were some more sold listings, some more available of the rainbow foils. Obviously, there's more of them for the super rare. So averaging right about $30. Okay, and on to Majestics. We've got kind of an average price of around $51. Command and Conquer, and I'm seeing not many listed. Honestly, there's not anything listed on TCG Player, but there is a sold listing around 100, and there are other people who are averaging this out at about 150 on some other sites. Art of War is right around 75. Again, these prices will probably change by the time even you're watching this video. These things are crazy right now. They're kind of all over the place. Hopefully we have some more market data in the future. I've got way more market data on Unlimited. Super rares, we're able to find more of those. Again, same with the rainbow foil. Rares, we're clocking in right around about $8 each for the foil, and for the non-foil right around $3 each, and that gets us to the EV. So again, I've kind of taken all these things and averaged them out with a spreadsheet, and I'm going to have kind of graphs for you the next couple weeks as we add every week the data. And so this EV calculation is based on this, one cold foil per box. That's the average without the legendaries. 42 rares, average rare at about $3. 33 foil rares. 4 foil rares at $33. 4 super rares. 1 foil super rare. 2 Majestics per box. Foil Majestic per case. So that's 1 every 4 boxes. And one legendary per case, so 1 every 4 boxes. And then a 1 out of 40 chance at the eye. And currently, based on those numbers, for a box, the average value in a box that you would pull would be $800. And so I also wanted to mention this. Somebody sent me a PM about my Crucible of War video talking about the with this chance at the eye and the chance at the legendary, that this assumes that you're opening 40 boxes, and in Crucible to assume that you open 10 boxes. And that's so true. That was a really great point. So this calculation is going to assume that you're opening 40 boxes of Arcane Rising. Again, no one's going to do that right now. That would be ridiculous. That would be $40,000, right? But opening one box creates this gamble where you're at the mercy of getting a good cold foil or a chance at the legendary. So just take that into note. So then I've also put this number here, which is this box calculation is, all the stuff. And then this box calculation doesn't include the legendary or the chance at the eye. So if you just had one box, and you were like, what's the price going to be? You can pretty consistently hit this price at $456, based on the numbers that we have in here. But, if you do hit the legendary, you're going to be up. If you do hit the eye, you're going to be way up, obviously. So that's where that is. And then again, I will also be charting this expected value. Sorry, it's 800, not 730. So I will be charting this as it goes too, to keep track of the averages of all that stuff, to kind of give us a idea of where we're at. So let's move over to Unlimited. Let me pull that up real quick. So now we are in Unlimited, and a sealed box. You can get this for $84. Huge difference from the first edition. We have seen sold listings of the eye today at between $550, $525, even some at $600. Even after I already did all this, I saw one sell for $600. But there will be some retracement. This is an unlimited set, so we're going to keep the numbers that are already in here. Legendaries, the skull cap is selling for $250, and this is all. It's cool how it all lines up with. I pulled all these numbers separately, so it's cool. It's interesting. It lined up with the kind of the percentage increase, right? So 1800, 520. I mean, this is player driven. I don't know that people really realize that, but if you compare those numbers, I mean, this is player driven. People want the skull cap, so it's worth twice as much. This is player driven, so it's pretty cool. The average of the legendaries is 172. Majestic, Rainbow Foil, these were all way easier, so these numbers are way more accurate. If you pick an individual one out, you might be able to find something different because this is unlimited. Prices are going to be moving, but kind of the average of between eBay sold and TCG player sold, this is where I'm seeing things. Average of the Majestic Rainbow Foils around $35, and super rare is about $9. We're seeing a good value in this slot. Especially where you get, at least one per box. You're averaging yourself at about $9 off. Majestics are, this really helps. This Command and Conquer staying at $51. That's been pretty much that way since the set came out in Unlimited. Again, that's player driven. That card is fantastic. Art of War, the card is fantastic. So all these kind of generic cards that can be used in lots of decks are driving these prices and keeping them not inflated, sorry, that was a bad word, keeping them high to make opening a box kind of worth it. Super rares kind of averaging in at about $4. You do have some that are kind of some bizarre prices, this Knock of the Death Whistle, this Induction Saber, Become the Arcanite. I think those might be a little bit Spark the Genius. Those prices might be a little bit off. I think that there's just not a ton of sales in any of those ranges, but there were a few sales in those ranges. And then the Rainbow Foil. This is where it gets weird. There's just not very many sales. This is basically I took what TCG player low, and then I kind of tried to search on eBay, but there was really not really many foil rares being sold on eBay. So this is kind of TCG low, and we'll get to wait for the EV calculation. I kind of take this out a little bit for you so you can see. And again, we'll be tracking this, so we'll see how things move. Same with the rares, although the rares don't really matter. In this set, average rare is 60 cents. Again, for our EV calculation, I'll explain. I'm going to do a box value just like we did. But then I also do a box value where I take out the rares and the legendaries and Fable. Because here's the thing. You're not going to be able to sell 42 rares for 60 cents each. I kind of, whenever I do a valuation of a box, I kind of take anything under $1, I kind of take out, because you just don't make much money off that. I think I did the math once on TCG Player. You kind of wasting your time. You make like 20 cents on anything under $1 or something like that. So average rare is going to be taken out, but we'll see. So your average prices, we kind of already saw them. We already talked through all this. So your box EV here for the unlimited edition is, wrong button. Sorry. Your box EV for the unlimited edition is going to be $164 if you're including the rares, if you're including the foil rares, and if you're including the legendary and the chance at a legendary and the chance at an eye. So if you're opening 40 boxes and selling as a single store, you can generally get about $164 per box. I'm pretty confident in that. Maybe a little bit less with the foil rares, if how those end up selling. But if you take that out, if you're like me, if you're just an average person who is looking for the value, maybe to make some money back on a box, I'm not sure you're going to get there at $80 a box for a sealed box, because I think you're only going to be able to clear, especially if you're only opening one box, you're only going to be able to clear about $70. Again, unless you hit that legendary, unless you hit that eye. If you can open 4 boxes if you can open 4 boxes at a time and kind of add that legendary into that mix, you're going to be way, way better off. Way, way better off. So always better to buy a case. If you're buying a single box, this $67 probably is where you're going to be at. So again, that's where we're going to be. I'm going to be tracking this as well. And again, be on the lookout every week. So it's probably going to be like a Saturday, Sunday, Monday type thing. So I have some time to put together the data at the end of the week. And I'll be posting exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to be very consistent with where I'm getting sources. I know that there are a bunch of places to buy cards. We can talk about that maybe in the next video. But right now, this is the prices that I'm seeing, and I'm going to be consistent with where I'm getting those prices. And if you have any advice, please let me know. We can make it better. But we're going to try to be consistent so that we can see the trends. So at least you can see if cards are going up in value or down in value. We can talk about things week to week, and we'll have data for you. So thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching the video. Make sure that you subscribe, Kitchen Table TCG. I appreciate you watching, and I hope that you have a great day and that you're being kind to those around.